Good morning, everyone. It is Farm Friday. Get to talk about all the things that are going on in the garden. I don't have work today, but I'm still going to do the show. I'll be more attentive to comments and questions and interactions. So if you want to get in the comments and have a little chat, a little conversation about what's going on in your on your farm or in your garden, because I'm sitting in my driveway, I don't know how long the show is going to be. Normally it's about 45 minutes to an hour, or Wei Schwan. I don't know. And what are those? Oh, emojis. Oh, plant cucumbers, says Jay Lethridge. That's my guess at how to pronounce that. Cucumbers, huh? I think we've got cucumbers to plant. Ooh. Goo goo. What kind of tomatoes? Do you like cherry tomatoes, the little ones, or the little big beefsteak tomatoes like you'd put on a burger? I'm not a big tomato guy, so I'm not a little tomato guy either. If it's in a sauce or chop suey or something like small ones, yeah, those are good for salads. Hi, I can't even read that because it's guessing Chinese. Let's see. Let's go to 5 minutes. You don't eat tomatoes, you just pick them. But yeah, from day to day, I like to see the progress that plants are doing as they're growing. Like, I like autumn joy sedum, watching that grow because it grows faster than the average plant. And then I've got, just here in the driveway, I've got, I think it's 18 little white spruce that will eventually grow in from, I'll build out my supply. Like I've got 15 Autumn Joy Sedum, which are gonna this year turn into at least 100. And then that'll be my nursery stock to take cuttings from next year, which will be probably 1,000. I got a feeling these white spruce are going to take a little bit longer growing wise because they're a conifer, they're an evergreen. Then I've got some red columbine that are seeded. I don't see any progress yet, but I don't expect to see a bunch of progress from the red columbine until I start seeing progress from my hostas, which haven't broke ground yet. My goal is to eventually have a big nursery out here on the property that we live on. Selling plants and trees, bushes, all that stuff. Like my wife's got a rose bush that we're trying to rehabilitate. And eventually, probably not even this year, maybe next year, because I think there's still a patent on it, so we can't really propagate it and sell it. Could probably give it away as like a weekly drawing or something for locals. Let's see, what else do I have? I've got navy beans, great northern beans, pinto beans, garbanzo beans, which are known as chickpeas. We're gonna grow out the chickpeas to make hummus as like a dip. Do you have horses? No. When it comes to livestock, we're probably not going to do more than chickens until we have the trees cleared on the property. Because if you watch some of the shorts that I've put out, it shows the progress that we're making, clearing the trees and trying to set up places where we can grow stuff first before we focus on figuring out where to put livestock. What do you guys do with the horses? Do you breed them and sell them, or breed them for racing? What's the deal on that? There are a couple of places, like if I was driving to work, there would be like 2 or 3 places you keep them. So how do you make do you make money off the horses? I don't. That's the thing is, if I'm not making money off something, I'm probably not going to do it. No. So it's an expense, not a profit. Okay. I mean, some people have dogs, some people have horses, some people have cats. I guess if they're a pet, it's different, but if I was ever to go, along the route of horses, I'd be either breeding them or renting them out or something. They'd be doing something. What else do I have going on? I am looking for another type of conifer, specifically green giant, or what's the other one? Emerald green. So I have this knack for what I call guerrilla harvesting. Is if I find something out in the wild or in a parking lot or something like that, I will attempt to take cuttings from it. Oh, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that. Like my 5 forsythia cuttings, those came from, wild harvested or guerrilla harvested plants. Last spring, my wife was in the hospital with kidney stones, and I was out in the parking lot and just happened to look, out the front windshield. I was parked nose in, and I saw these, like, they're not really a vine, they're more like a bush, but they're forsythia. They, this time of year, they pop with yellow flowers all along the stem of the bush. But those, I think I checked yesterday, and those have green growth on them. They're leafing out. Oh, that didn't take long. Excuse me. So, I don't even know how to word it. In the past, when I've been live, I've talked about, instead of just me, my wife and I, working the land, we would like to have some of our close friends that are like-minded live in community with us. We're all going to live together. Everybody's going to have their own tiny house. That's their private space. We're also going to have a communal building, like a kitchen, living room, bathroom, shower, all that good stuff, laundry, all in one common building, so that we can reduce our expenses. Okay. Nice. It would be nice to have some plants that do grow here but aren't what people normally see, like some different colored conifer or some kind of flowering plant. I know a buddy of mine lives in Peru with his wife and their children, but I think they're going into winter when we're coming out of winter. So it's like fall down there. So maybe I could see, the only difference is elevation. Where I'm at, we're only at like 150 feet above sea level, where they're like 5,000 feet above sea level. That would be the only difference with the plants. But if I could get him to send me some plants and just have an odd variety that people might want to or might be interested in. 16 people? Where'd y'all come from? Normally I don't have this many people on. How is everybody doing this morning? We're doing Farm Friday, talking about all the plants that I've got going, some of the stuff that I'd like to do, making sure people know to check out the content on the channel. A lot of YouTube shorts showing what we've done here. Mostly this time of year it's wood chips, but more and more as the plants grow out into the season, I'll be showing some of that. We're going to be propagating blackberries at some point. As we clear that south plot that you guys will see in the videos, that's going to be where I probably put all of my vegetable starts, my beans, some of the ornamentals that I have that like full sun. I've got a medicinal plant, sometimes considered an invasive, which is colt's foot. If you become a member of Picture Pals over on Patreon, you'll get to see some pictures that you don't even see in some of the shorts. If you're interested in Picture Pals, check out my channel description, which has the link to my Patreon page. I also do some Bible studies over there, Bible devotionals. I may increase what Picture Pals is, maybe doing some, premium content for those who support the channel that way. But there's a lot of, I've been tempted to mass propagate some regular trees though. Like there's eastern white pine, there's spruce, which is regular spruce, some birch, just for either landscapers or people that want to plant certain trees on their property, because, you know, that's a long-term investment, and those, you know, certain trees are worth good money if you're basically farming them. It takes a while, of course, because trees take 10 or 15 years to get to the point where they're harvestable. I thought about getting some, you know, more ornamental conifers, you know, evergreen, something with pine needles, because there's like weeping juniper, there's like 3 or 4 different types of weeping evergreens. What was that I saw next door? It was a weeping Canadian something or other. Because I use Google Photos. So if you open up Chrome browser on your phone or a browser on your phone, there should be an option to click on the camera so that you can take a picture of what you're looking at, and it'll use that picture to search all across the internet for whatever that plant may be. Sweet fern is another one that's a native to the area that I live in. I just don't know what the if it's popular, will people buy it or stuff like that. So if you don't know, the schedule that I have currently is today, you know, Fridays are Farm Fridays, Monday is Ministry Mondays, and Wednesdays are Whatever Wednesdays, where we talk about whatever people want to talk about. But today is, of course, Farm Friday, and we talk about farm, garden, homestead, what people are interested. Was talking to what is it, Jay Lethridge, about tomatoes earlier, horses, pets, livestock. Yeah, I encourage everybody to go check out the content that I've put out recently and last year. It's kind of all progress being made. It's like watching paint dry is watching plants grow from day to day. My autumn joy seed, oh, daylilies. I did a little bit of homework on daylilies. They're also called ditch lilies. And I guess the tubers that grow underground can be processed the same way as potatoes. It's a very dense. Well, I wouldn't even know because I've only done it once, but it seems like a very dense, like a potato dense. That and cattail roots. Up until we started growing grains, cattail roots were the primary source for all cultures all across the world for carbohydrates like potato. You can grind it up, it turns into a flour, you can make bread from it. And the reason, I think, so just a theory, is that the reason certain plants are considered invasive is because throughout human history we've selected certain plants to grow really fast, and then an entire industry pops up and makes that thing obsolete, and then it just grows hog wild. Between the cattails and the ditch lilies, those are two big sources of carbohydrates that people just don't utilize anymore. If I could figure out the premium growing conditions for fiddleheads, which are a local thing to here, I'd be farming fiddleheads as well. Does anybody buy from their local farmer or local livestock, or get your eggs from a roadside stand, whatever it's called? Oh, excuse me. Well, I guess since I'm not on the road, we'll stick around for a few more minutes to see if anybody comes in and wants to have a conversation. At this point, I would probably be in Milford getting ready to turn down on the Bradley Road. No work today, so I'm just doing the stream in my driveway. So I guess I can better focus on the chat. Not sure if we're going to do a live stream this afternoon. I'm sure we'll have to go into town for something. But I want to get another load of wood chips. We've almost completely filled in that circle down there. So we might have to wheelbarrow couple of loads down into the woods to keep working on the trail itself, so that more people are better able to walk down through the woods and check things out. And I've actually got an idea on how to get the scrap metal up out of the woods. Still technically farming. There's probably, I don't know, 30 or 40, maybe $50 worth of scrap metal down in the woods. It'd be nice to be able to get down there with the wood chips so I can pick stuff up, but I may have to do it without the wood chips on the trail. But we're trying to get down to the stream that cuts through my grandmother's 10 acres back there, build a little bridge, clear out more trail, so that we can get across there without having to, our neighbor down the road here has access to that 10 acres on the back side, but I'd have to go over there, walk across the property, when if I can build a little bridge across the stream here, like I said, we could have wheelbarrow stuff across the bridge instead of going down the road, and start putting wood chips out on that 10 acres. Because I think that's where the Christmas tree farm is going to be once we get to that point. Because that would be a really good stream of income, is people come out, pick their Christmas tree, we'll cut it down, deliver it to their home. Instead of the current setup is, these companies or businesses or people, whatever, will harvest a bunch of Christmas trees and sell them on the side of the road or whatever. I'd rather I think the Christmas tree would last longer and it would be better suited if we cut it down a week before Christmas instead of it, having been cut down a month prior to Christmas. And delivering it instead of people trying to load it in their car or load it on the top of their vehicle. We can just deliver it to their door. And it may sound bad, but when I go to start selling things, I'm going to charge less than the normal price. Say a $10 plant, I'm going to try and sell it for $9 because I don't make any money off the plant until I sell it. Tons of plants. We're going to have hundreds of Autumn Joy Sedum next year. That's my big focus, is that plant, because it's so prevalent, along with a few vegetables, mostly beans right now that we've started. Snap peas, a couple different types of bell peppers, some watermelon. Got I think it's 7 lilac cuttings, which 1 or 2 look like they're going to make it. I got like 5 apple tree cuttings, which are a wild variety. I guess it originated from Russia. What is it? Princess Oldenburg or something like that. The apple tree. Looks like 1 or 2 of those might be leafing out. I've got an experiment going that from the original Autumn Joy Sedum mother plant, I cut off the flower head and kind of broke up the seed pods into a pot of wood chip fines, because I know that holds moisture really well. So I'm hoping that those will sprout, because that'll give me a different type of sedum. Instead of an Autumn Joy, it'll be like the daughter of Autumn Joy, whatever I call it. I see my wife out there moving around. See, at this point, 750, I wouldn't quite be down to Route 9. Trying to push it until I think I'd be in town, because normally I get to work at like just after 8 o'clock. So I'm just seeing if anybody else wants to chime in with maybe what they're growing or what their growing zone is, or my definition of farming I'd say a very broad definition, like farming scrap metal. Some mornings on the drive to work, I don't have to, but I stop and pick up stuff, washers, dryers, other scrap metal, wire, copper, anything that'll fit in the back of the truck. even, once a year, I'll rake up the side of the road along the property that we live on here and put that in the compost pile. So I'm farming roadside pine needles, leaves, little pieces of wood. I know that there's probably some salts, from the road, but I don't think it's going to affect the compost pile in any way. I'm putting a small amount of salted material in a pile of unsalted material, and the worms are going to get in there, the rain's going to get in there. Do you guys collect leaves? Or, because up here, at least up here, people will rake up their leaves in their yard and put them in bags and put them to the side of the road. And some people, sometimes if I have room in the back of the truck, I'll grab a couple of bags and add it to my compost pile. Because again, the worms are going to love it. They're going to break all that down eventually. All the bugs that get in there, the wildlife that gets in there. I'd say we're almost to the end. Another 5 or 10 minutes maybe. Again, there's a Patreon page. If you'd like to see some pictures and want to support the channel, there's a Picture Pals membership. It helps the channel, helps the thing I'm doing here. If you want to figure out how to get to the Patreon page, check out my channel description. Check out some of the other content. Before I get done, actually, I want to reiterate the schedule that I have. Of course, today is Farm Friday. Then we have Ministry Monday. We talk about, personal relationship with Jesus Christ. I'm not going to get preachy today, but then we have Whatever Wednesdays, where we talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So if that interests you, hit the subscribe button. Give me a like. Double tap the screen. Even though I don't have a big following now, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, whether people are watching or not. And eventually, I won't have to go to work every day. I can just be on the farm. The window still works. My electronic controls here are acting funny. But yeah, I haven't had anybody comment in a few minutes. Jay Lethridge said to subscribe and check out the channel, so I'd hope everybody else will. I'm going to go about my day here. Probably get some more coffee into me, probably load up with some scrap metal, go into town, get some wood chips, do some shopping. Hope everybody has a blessed day, and you'll see me maybe this afternoon, probably Monday morning. I might do something over the weekend, but